Hi, my name is Gavin with CGI Detailing. In this video, we're going to be sharing our process for applying a ceramic coating to an Oliver travel trailer. This trailer in particular is a 2022 Legacy Elite 2, hole number 1073 in Nashville, Tennessee. Before we apply this coating, we're going to have to do a few steps to ensure the surface is as perfect as possible. As you can see, there's some imperfections in the finish that we will be removing later on in this video. But first, the initial step is to give it an exterior wash, starting with the tires and wheels. And then we're going to be rinsing off the surface, blowing off any debris with just high pressure water, applying some soap, giving it a good scrub. Our next step is going to be play bar decontamination. What this step is doing is pulling out any leftover debris in the pores of the gel coat, so we have a perfectly smooth surface to work on when we move on to our compounding and polishing steps. As you can see, the trailer looks pretty good after a wash, but it's still going to need some more steps to remove these imperfections that Denver's pointing out to us here. Some slight swirls and marring in the finish. So what we're going to do is move on to our heavy cutting compound. What this does on older trailers is helps remove oxidation along with those swirl marks, but this being a brand new trailer, we're just going to be removing those swirls. Our next step is going to be our polishing step. What this is going to do is remove any leftover marks after we're done with the compounding. This is going to give us a perfectly glossy, even finish to put on the ceramic coating. The ceramic coating we're applying is a Glide Coat Professional RV ceramic coating. It's a multi-year coating that comes with a 2-year warranty. We're going to apply 2 layers to the entire trailer, including the roof, and after this is done, we're ready to see the finished product. As you can see, this coating not only added a lot of gloss, but it also leaves it protected from the elements for years to come. The owners of this trailer were extremely happy with the outcome, and so were we. If you have any other questions about ceramic coatings, Oliver Travel Trailers, or our company, please visit our website at www.cgidetailing.com. Thank you for watching.
I hope that video helps explain kind of our process and a little bit about what the ceramic is. On the screen here, there's quite a bit of information about frequently asked questions. I'm just going to go over some of the most common ones. The first one being, are ceramic coatings permanent? Nothing's permanent. The ceramic coating is very resistant to the elements, but it does come off over the years through abrasion. We expect a minimum of 2 years. Other coating comes with a 2-year warranty. Depending on storage and how you take care of it, it's very easy to get it to the 3 to 4 year range. A lot of people really wonder if they're permanent or not, and that kind of answers that, as well as how long does it last. Northern climates, it's much easier to get 3 or 4 years out of it because you're not dealing with high sun areas, but minimum of 2 years. All those case studies that Glide Coat has done has been in South Florida, so as you can imagine, the sun's pretty heavy down there. So then there's a couple of ones up there, and we'll be happy to answer questions later on. We'll be set up at the vendor booth as well. Here's some more frequently asked questions. So do I have to remove oxidation before applying? As you see in the video, the oxidation does need to be removed in order to get the ceramic coating to bond to the surface of the gel coat. Gel coat is very porous, and this coating helps fill in those pores, which is why it lasts so long compared to a wax that sits on top of the surface. That also leads into the next question is what's the difference between coating and a wax? As I mentioned, wax kind of sits on top of the surface, whereas ceramic coating chemically bonds to that gel coat. So for wax, over the course of every time you wash it, you're removing a layer of wax. And also another fun fact about wax is it starts to evaporate at 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty easy to obtain that on the surface of your trailer, especially sitting out in the sun, places like Florida, Texas, even Alabama or Tennessee. What separates black coat ceramic coatings from other coatings? Many other ceramic coatings companies started out in the automotive space and kind of just moved over to RVs. Black coat actually started out making ceramic coatings specifically for gel coat, so it's designed for RVs. I'd like to take a quick minute to thank you guys for being here today and hope you enjoyed the breakfast. I heard it's good. We're going to try it after this. We want to make a special shout out to the few trailers that are here today. Steve and Tally, as well as Brandy and whoever they're sitting around over here. On their camera, of course. But their trailers are here, so if you can find them, check them out. Ask them about their experience with us. We appreciate that. And like I said, we'll be at the Denver booth today and tomorrow. And you can ask us any questions there. We'll be happy to talk to you all. We'll be giving free gloss meter readings to anyone that's interested, just to get the condition of your trailer and see if there's any oxidation on it currently and what it would take to get that ceramic coating on the foot. Thank you all very much for the time.
Thank you.
So Steve's at spot E5, and
Apple 8.
A is an apple, 8 is Randy's spot, so yeah, feel free to check it out. Thank you for listening. Otherwise, I'll be for $2. It's pretty easy to find here.
Question. In the maintenance area, you mentioned about in between with some spray.
So what that spray is it's black coat's shine shield. So it can be used every couple months. It's to help boost the coating. So if you're trying to get it to that 3 or 4 year mark, use it twice a year as you're washing it. So you wash it, rinse it off, spray that on, and then as you're drying it, it just goes right on as you're drying it. Comes on off.
You're not really rubbing it in.
No, you spray it on, and then as you take your dry towel, just wipe it off and dry it. It's designed to work with the professional coating, so it forms that chemical bond with it as well.
And then it drains past that 2-year point. How does it appear?
How does it?
Or flaky or just shine away?
So ceramic coatings, they don't peel off or anything like that. So the best way to tell if it's still on there is while you're washing it. The surface is going to be super hydrophobic, so that water will just roll right off. We'll have a panel and we coated half of it down at the Denver booth, and so we'll show you all how it works. That's the best way to tell if it's starting to wear off is if that water isn't beating on the surface as it was when we first applied it. Thank you.
So when you go past the 2 trees where you're out to get it done, it's just the same pricing all over now?
So it's not the same prices. We need to figure out exact prices, but it's definitely going to be, we're thinking half of that, because at that point there's not going to be oxidation on it unless you wait after it wears on another 4 years. But so at that point it's just a quick polish, alcohol wipe, and then put another layer on. The good thing about black coat is you don't have to completely remove it to put more layers on because it does form that chemical bond. A lot of ceramic coatings you need to remove that base layer, put a new one on in order for it to get that full longevity out of it. Okay.
So do you all routinely pack up and travel to different states as a team?
Yeah, we actually, we talked to Matt before we came here, and he was asking us where we're going to stay. I said, yeah, we got a spot at the campground. He's like, oh, what brand of trailer are you staying in? I said, you might have heard of it. It says a Coleman 10-person tent. And so, yeah, we've upgraded from a 3-person to a tent so we can get our cots in there. But, yeah, it's kind of an adventure for us. We get to travel around. So we've never been here before. Yeah, it's kind of an adventure for us to get to camp and take a couple days in between each job and explore a little bit, so.
You guys are gonna raffle off a free one, right?
Yeah, they called the number yesterday to the person on here, so, yeah.
How about coming to you guys in Murfreesboro? Do you have a facility in Murfreesboro?
Yeah, so we got a property right now set up, we're working on it, pretty much every day to get it set up so people can come and get a 30 and 15 amp hookup as well as water. So we want to make it, what we want to do is turn it into an area where y'all can come and camp at night, and during the day we're only 30 minutes to Nashville, so there's plenty to do. Leave there the first day, go do whatever, come back, stay in the camper, everything like that, so.
You anticipate that being ready next year or so as far as being able to come to you?
You can come out, it's ready, it's not polished, but it's there.
Your address in Nashville?
What's that?
South of Nashville?
We're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is about 30 minutes southeast of Nashville. So it's not quite as busy, but it's getting there. So, but this property is pretty far out in the country, so it's private and everything like that.
When you come to Texas, you ain't have to sleep in a tent, you can come to our house.
We send you your address after this, and we'll stay with you.
When you're giving the treatment, what do you do with the plastic parts, like the vents to the refrigerator?
So the vents, so plastic can be coated, glass can be coated. The only thing we don't do is the caulking, because that gets redone every several years, as far as I'm aware. So we don't go with that, we don't want to interfere with that. And also, on the same hand, when we go to recaulk it, it doesn't interfere with our coating either.
Do you have any difficulty working around the solar panel?
Nope, so we go underneath the solar panel. We don't coat the solar panels themselves just because we don't want UV resistance on top of it. We clean them. We don't really have too much of an issue. We get under as best we can. I mean, if they're off, it definitely makes it easier. But,
You said that the coating lasts on average about 2 years. Is that for a typical once every month camper, or is that, say, somebody's full-time and they're spending the whole year out?
So that's full time. So the way they came up, the minimum 2-year warranty is glyco-did some accelerated weather testing. So as you can see here, so basically they simulated what it would be like every single day out and down and it's washing it. I don't know exactly how many washes they did. We had access to the case studies and everything. So that's a minimum of 2 years in South Florida. So a pretty strong sun. So if you're in the northern states, like I said, it's much easier to get 3 or 4 years out of it. As long as it's taken care of, washed regularly and stuff like that.
If the camper's kept undercover, does it break?
So if the camper is kept undercover, it goes a long way up in the coating.
It doesn't, but it won't break.
Correct, it will not, burn off.
So it doesn't ever break naturally, like if you kept it completely housed, there's not a wear over time, just, fine.
Theoretically, we can definitely give you some studies on that. As far as I'm aware, if you never took it out of a garage that was sealed, the coating would last. As far as I'm aware.
After you have the ceramic coating done, is it recommended that you use a pH neutral soap when you wash it off?
Yes, correct. pH neutral. A lot of automotive soaps can be used. A lot of them are pH neutral. You don't want to use like a washing wax soap. That's not necessary. Once you get a ceramic coating, you don't have to be on the line wax in your camper anymore, which is let us do the 16 hours up front, and you don't have to be there flying around and waxing anymore. So, yes, sir.
How do you work around the weather elements if you're in the correct side?
Yeah, so we can't do it in the rain. It makes it difficult, and the coating needs to cure. So I guess we just have to work around rain. We do it in the sun. it can be done in the sun. It's just a little more difficult. You said work in a small area. Gets you a nice farmer's stand going. And, yeah, that's about it. Rain, we just kind of waiting until we got a couple of nice days lined up and just like waxing, I suppose. Yes, sir.
Do you filter water or do you not?
So we don't filter the water. We compound and polish it afterwards, so if there ends up being any sort of water spots or anything like that, it'll come off and then the compound polishing stages. And then afterwards, the ceramic coating is pretty resistant to that kind of stuff. So.
You mentioned something about this particular product is designed specifically for like gel coats for the RV industry.
Yes, sir.
I was curious, I didn't, there's a different polish that you'd recommend like for an automobile or a tow vehicle, but I think if you do any trailer, and your tow vehicle sitting there, you got both of them?
Yeah, so light coat makes automatic coatings as well, and as well as marine coatings, so you gotta load and kind of do that too. But, yeah, we've done a lot of cars with it, it works phenomenal. We can show you some videos, to come out and look at everything, some cars are done, but yeah, they make different coatings for automotive, marine, aviation, RV, so.
What do you charge for the car?
What's that?
They charge to do the truck.
Yeah. He's the price tag. I guess I'm the price tag.
Oh, what's some of the money in your pocket?
I suppose so. So trucks we typically start at $900. Basically the same kind of steps as we would on our Oliver. We do a one-step compound on vehicles to remove swirls and scratches. Clear coat on a vehicle is much different than gel coat, meaning it's very easy to work with in comparison to this. And the on-road coating isn't quite as expensive as the gel coat coating. So, and they're quite a bit smaller as well. So for a 2-year coating with a 2-year warranty, you start at $900 for trucks.
Now, what do you say you start at? What would be?
So depending on how many steps of correction we have to do, it depends. That's where the price difference comes in. So if you took your black truck through the car wash every day for the past 4 years, you're gonna have a lot of scratches and swirls on it. So we're gonna have a lot harder time removing those scratches and swirls to get it to the point where we can ceramic coat it. However, if it's relatively new or it's relatively clean, and we don't have a ton of scratches and swirls on the surface, a one-step polish would be perfect, and then we coat at that $900 price.
How much was your most expensive fix?
So as of right now, we see a lot of newer vehicles. I have quoted as high as $1,500 for a truck. I'm kind of glad I didn't see it come through. But yeah, we've quoted as high as $1,500 to do a truck. Yes, sir.
At the end of the 2 to 4 years, your coating is starting to wear off. I think you said that you can reapply the coating right on top. But at some point, you'll have, let's say you do that 3 or 4 times. At some point, you've got so many layers of that coating on there, it would seem to be appropriate to go back to where you started from. Is that right? And how do you do that?
So coatings deteriorate over time. It's in a sense, you can take it as layers. So as time goes on, a little bit of that ceramic coating will wear off. We polish when you come back in for your service after about 2 to 4 years, whenever you do. We'll completely polish the entire trailer with one step to remove any sort of oxidation that might be present, as well as smooth out the surface as well. And then, so when we apply the other 2 coats, it'll bond with that first coat or with whatever's left on any surface as well. So now you're looking, let's say another 2 to 4 years down the road, we're gonna be doing the same exact thing. So it's not, we're not building it up to where you have this much coating, like 2 inches of coating on there. As it deteriorates, we're gonna be building up to where it was when we first did it.
Is the recoating less expensive because there's fewer steps?
Yes, it takes us a lot less time. Knowing that we ceramic coated the surface with the olive, we know kind of what to expect in a sense. So when we polish it, let's say, take 2 to 3 hours to polish it after you do decontamination wash, and then recoat it. It should only take us about 1 day, let's say about 8 hours. I haven't redone one yet, so this is kind of going off the top of my head, but about 8 hours, I would say, would be good. Yes, sir.
I have a paint protection, 8-mil paint protection on the front, right, left front part of the house, also the dog house. And that material be applied over the top of that paint protection.
Yes, so that paint protection is great, especially for the outdoors, since you don't have any rocks or anything on there. That bonds directly to the paint protection film. It's, in a sense, it's like a clear coat, just like on parts, you can put it right over the film.
So do you have a schedule where you're in different regions, or you guys just all over the place? I mean, we go online and we can see your team's gonna be in Virginia for a while, or you're in Tennessee or Texas or whatever. And is it just a or is there could be different teams showing up for my job and somebody else's job?
So to answer that last question, there's just 3 of us right now. So we're the only ones traveling around, so you'll always see our pretty faces when we come in to your guys' location. Right now what we're doing is we're getting groups of people, whoever's interested, in ceramic coating, and we're plugging them together by state. And when we get enough people, we're scheduling them. So down in Texas, we had 3 to 4 people interested. We got a hold of each and every one of them, found out a general date that would work for everybody, and schedule everybody for June. We're doing 2 weeks of June. So as we build up people who are interested in ceramic coatings in different states, we'll go ahead and contact everybody, find a month or day that works for everybody, and then we'll schedule everybody down around the same area, so that we're not going from Texas to Michigan to do one in Texas, then one in Michigan to Virginia or something. So we're always staying around one area.
You guys don't have a life. You guys are on the road all the time.
All of our friends are staying right here.
So then, when you're not traveling, you're at the Murfreesboro Borough place, and you could schedule to go there?
Correct. So we have a lot of people that are kind of one-offs. So there's a lot of states where there's maybe 2 or 3 trailers here and there, and they're, one side of the state, then 5 hours or 6 hours on the other side of the state. Maybe the other person's not interested. So they just bring it to us instead during their annual service, and they'll stay for a couple days over at our location while we do the coating. They go travel around Nashville or whatever they want to do, and then they head out. Any other questions?
I picked up our trailer back in January, and I think the guy that operated the cough gun was unique, and he got cough all over the place, especially coming off of his line. You don't remove that, or should I have somebody remove it before I break the suit?
So we don't remove any caulking. I heard Oliver's doing good at redoing that. It's on the side. If it's on the side and it's just like an area, we could scrape it off and get it off. But we don't touch any of the caulking that's around the windows, just because if it's not stuck in one spot or something, we don't want it to cause any power leaks.
Well, this is not, this cough is replacing the shit.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty nasty up there on top.
Yeah, we could definitely take that off for you. Not a problem.
How much is the monthly payments?
How much can you afford? 20% interest. Well, we appreciate you guys letting us speak today and listen to our presentation. We'll be down at the vendor booths most of the day after we breakfast, so if you guys want to come down there and see our demonstration, see how ceramic works, we look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you.